Welcome back, and I've been looking forward to talking to our special guest today, Steventhen Holland. He's the author, he's a recording artist, passionate worship leader, motivational speaker, national pro-life speaker, and the founder of Broken Not Dead Ministries. He's also the author of a book entitled The Journey, Brokenness to Wholeness. And coming up, he is going to be the keynote speaker at the upcoming Pregnancy Center's Celebration of Life annual banquet here in Southern Oregon, coming up on October 24th. There's the picture of the cover of the book. I think you'll find this to be a fascinating story. Steventhen, nice to see you. How are you, friend?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you?
Good, thank you. Where are you? Where are we getting you from?
I am at home today in Alabama.
Alabama. Well, welcome to Southern Oregon. We look forward to your visit being here. Your story, I only have it for a few moments, but I want to just hear your story quickly, and obviously that led to your book, but tell us your story a little bit.
I found out at 8 years old that I was a foster child, and I didn't know my story. I had a lot of questions because I didn't look like the rest of my family. I was a brown kid in a white home. Mm-hmm. So I came home with some questions. I had some kids at school that actually pointed that out to me. I tell people, you know, love goes deeper than color. And that was very true for my upbringing. But it started a lot of questions in my life. Why was I not good enough to keep? Why did my birth mom not want me? It'd be something I would carry for a long time. But at 27 years old, I was blessed with the opportunity of meeting my hero and found out that she had carried me homeless and chose life for me, even despite actually being raped by 5 men. So it was when I was questioning why didn't she want me, I actually found out that she wanted me more than most people would want a child, so much that she carried me homeless and fought for me.
Amazing. How did you feel when you learned that story?
I would say that I gained something that I didn't know that I needed. I didn't feel like I was lacking anything, but, you know, to look at my mom in the eyes and hear her say that she did want me, that she did love me, that she would have kept me if she could. There was some closure that I needed in my life. Again, I was a believer, a dad of 3 daughters, young daughters at the time, and, you know, just kind of living life. But we had 2 miscarriages, and I wanted to find out medical history to be able to save my kids. As a dad, you know, that's what we in the business of protecting. And I just needed to look her in the eyes and tell her how much that I loved her and what she meant to me. And I gained so much more than I was expecting from that encounter.
Wow. I could see why people want you to share that story. That's pretty impacting. So in the meantime, you become a father of children. How have you wrapped your head around all this?
It's been a journey. That's the title of my book, right? There's a lot of processing, and, you know, for a lot of years, I didn't share our story, not just my story, but my mom's. And I think it was about 2012, which was a few years had gone by. I had an opportunity to share my story for the first time, and then the book didn't come out for another 3 years after that. So even processing that, I had a lot of people, as I started sharing my story, said, you need to put this into a book. So I did. And then 2015, started sharing the story more after the book came out. And 2018, I started speaking on a national platform. And this year, I actually have 60 national speaking engagements. So as far as processing it, it's definitely been a journey. I never thought it would be something that I'd be sharing with the world. But God really impressed on my heart that I think I have a story to share that matters, can challenge people, especially in the pro-life space, that every life, no matter what the circumstances of my birth was, I still have worth and I still have value, and I was worth fighting for.
How did this help you to process forgiveness and then eventually healing?
I didn't know that there was forgiveness I even needed to to give because I was so loved. I had this amazing family that, I was never a victim. It was, the spirit of victory. And obviously I tease when I get an opportunity to speak that I had a drug problem. I was drug in and drug out every church service known to man. So I'm thankful for that foundation of Christ and a family that loved Jesus and pointed me to him. So, but I would say more of the forgiveness for me had to come forgiving my father, my birth father that I do not know. And what he did to my mom, what those men did to my mom. There's not hatred in my heart for them. I hope that somewhere along the line, someone's introduced them to Christ, and I had to let that go and just see that, man, God has stepped into this brokenness, into something that was meant for evil, and brought this amazing goodness out of it, this beauty out of it. And that's the kind of God we serve, right?
Yeah. There's something so interesting here. I mean, the story hits on all the elements of the pro-life movement in so many ways. Your mom decided to have you,
Mm-hmm.
and then did the responsible thing and make sure you had a life, and your adoptive parents came into the scene and raised you in a Christian home, and here you are today being used of God. And that's got to be a story to a lot of women in an unplanned pregnancy, that God can use this remarkably.
Absolutely.
But here you are 10 years on the other side of your book, so to speak. I can't imagine your story ends with a book.
No, there's another book or two that needs to be written, I think.
So what's going on? What's God doing in your heart now?
Honestly, it's just been amazing to see just the platform, right? That I was not seeking a platform, but God put it in my heart that you have to share your story. I've not given you this life and this story to, just to stay quiet. And Sir Edmund Burke says the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. Mm-hmm. So I can't sit around and do nothing. I have to be a voice. So it's honestly just being, Lord, I want to be used by you. I want to be where you want me to be. And right now I know this season of my life is standing in those spaces, those platforms that God's opened a door for me to share my story, to raise support for nonprofits, especially in the pro-life space, that I truly believe in their life-affirming and saving work that they do. And if I can partner with them and be a voice, also just to challenge people's perspective. Mm-hmm. If I can put flesh and bone, I'm a real person that a lot of people would say that there's still exceptions for, rape and incest, for example. But my value and my worth is not, stop at my conception, how I was conceived. And I do have worth and value. And it's been amazing to see how God is used as being faithful to share my story, and how it's changed hearts and how it's changed minds, or at least challenge people to think about their position.
Well, let me say to our viewers and listeners, you can get a hold of the Pregnancy Center there in Grants Pass. Their Celebration of Life annual banquet coming up on the 24th. It could be sold out, I don't know, but it usually is, but maybe there's some seats available, and you can certainly hear Steventhen give his story. One other quick question, Steventhen. It's just amazing, just amazing. By the way, the book is called The Journey, of course, Brokenness to Wholeness. Check that out. It's available online at the stores and all that?
It is. Amazon. Okay. Easiest place to find it.
Okay, there it is there. How has your story impacted your own family, your wife and children?
We are a pro-life family. There's the pros have been, I think, for all three of my daughters love Jesus, have a relationship with Christ. Of course, my wife and I do. So just seeing the faithfulness of God and how He's provided for our family too. It's God called us to step out on faith in 2018 and go national with my story. And we as a family, we're kind of a missional family. We they came along just supporting, husband and dad 100%. And we've been at this thing for a while. It's hard. I'm on the road about 6 months out of the year. So, but I couldn't do this without my wife and my daughters. We have 3 daughters. I think I said that, but they're in full support. And even though I'm away so much, I'm never alone. We're in this together.
Good for
And
you.
I'm very blessed, man.
Well, and again, let me say, Steventhen's will be speaking October 24th. You can go to the tpcpartners.us. That's for the Pregnancy Center's Celebration of Life website if you want to get more information. And it'll be coming into Southern Oregon on the 24th of October there to be the keynote speaker. You're fascinating. You're an inspiration. So thank you for your time. And if you have 3 daughters, they can't date till they're 47.
I say 30, but I'm better. 47 sounds even better.
Thank you, friend. God bless you. Stay in the fight. We need you.
Thank you. God bless you.
You too.